Start your training with the down dog by walking your dog, and then come into the pigeon pose by extending your right or left knee forward, depends on the leg that you want to start with. In the pigeon pose, try and play with the stretch. The stretch comes from the waist, or maybe you can come up, extend your head, or maybe go down and play with the pose, feeling your hip flexors, feeling your thigh. Maybe try and come into the quad stretch on the other leg, perhaps the mermaid pose. It might take a while to get in there. Or you can do a little bit of the quad stretch by coming to a wall and then extending your front leg and then putting the back leg up, feeling the deep hip flexor stretch and the quad stretch. Just playing with this pose a little bit, feeling the deep stretch, extending your shoulders. If you're next to the wall, you can put your arms onto the wall, playing with the back band. Now that we're a little bit warm, we can come into the pigeon, and again we cleanse the pose by down dog, and maybe come into the lizard pose just to extend the hips a little bit more, just to stretch them. Maybe we can be up on our arms, or maybe go down a little bit, trying to keep the back straight as far as the body allows us. Cleanse with the down dog, and then come into the pigeon pose. I like being by the wall or mirror. That way I can put my hands onto the wall, and I can push myself a little bit to the back to create that nice back band. And it feels nice and deep. And don't worry, it will take a little while. Oops, there's a little pimple on there. But it will take a little while to stretch out, for your hips to get used to that deep, lovely, juicy stretch. You might need a strap for your back leg. I like using a tie, and it helps you with pulling that back leg close to yourself. There's nobody to help you with a stretch. And I like warming up my shoulder by practicing the elbow lift. I do that like a few times just to stretch the elbow, warm it up. And now trying to grab with my both hands the tie and pull my back leg to my head, and the head goes deeper into the back band. And it looks easy, but it is very, very hard. And every time you do this pose, you will go a little bit deeper. Another useful quad stretch is to come onto the knees and grab the back leg from the back, and feeling the hip flexor stretch and quad stretch. What we do on the one leg, we do on the other one as well. Same setup. Just stretching, coming to the pigeon pose, stretching, playing with the pose, staying here maybe for up to 5 minutes, relaxing, enjoying the deep stretch, breathing, maybe coming up, trying a bit of a back bend, head goes back to warm up the back. front knees, breathing out. Keep your back straight. Enjoy the pose. Maybe grab your back leg for the quad stretch. The idea is to keep the shoulders squared to the front. The idea is to keep the hips squared to the front. And maybe that will be enough for today. Maybe you can lift your front arm and bind from the back and sink lower. Deep hip flexor stretch. It's amazing, relaxing, juicy, delicious stretch. On the other leg, quad stretch. That helps us to stretch the hip flexors, the quad, a little bit of a back bend here, and we cleanse it with the down dog. And come on the other leg. Starting in pigeon, close to a wall, just to allow us to have that balance. I love using that tie because it's free. My husband doesn't need it anymore. Lizard pose. Again, just to stretch those hip flexors a little bit deeper. That will help you with the splits. And the pigeon pose. I'm going to try it without the wall on this side. Grab your back leg. It's nice to have that tie on the shin already. And then maybe you can start warming up that shoulder by pulling it to yourself. And maybe you can grab with both arms, trying to maintain the balance, sink deeper. Head goes back, trying to reach your back leg. Lots going on here. Your hip flexors, your quad, your back, your shoulders, your chest.